everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today we're going to be going over a German volume training session for the back. But before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button, like and share. And so let's just get into this video. So today, second session of doing this German volume training, skirting around the heavy weights for the time being. We are on a deficit, we're on a cut. So it's not, it's not really advisable to do powerlifting and heavy type of lifts most of the time. It's very easy to get injured, pull a muscle, tear a muscle. The joints are also, they take a beating when you're doing the really heavy weights, especially when you're losing body fat and losing weight. And so the German volume training is a very, very useful technique to use under these circumstances. I've read about it in the past. It didn't really interest me. I said, 10 sets, 10 reps, are you serious? How are you going to do that? By the time you get to your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th set, you're going to be gassed. How do you do this? Well, there is a technique to this system. There is a method that makes it very achievable. And let me tell you, after doing 2 sessions, this is the way to go. Not always. We don't do this system on every single exercise. I'm incorporating it only on my major compound lifts for the day. So in my last session, it was chest, worked great. Today, it was back. Now, some thoughts on this training technique. You're not going to be doing too much of an exercise selection. The German volume training will be limited to 1 exercise only. So today, we did 3 different exercises for the back. We started with the rope pullover, doing it very strict, as I've been showing in my last couple of videos, keeping the range of motion between right here. It's a 90-degree range of motion, which completely hits these areas here and pumps those lats, gets them primed for our basic lift that we're going to be doing for the day. So today it was the T-bar row. The T-bar has been maligned in certain circles as having a limited range of motion, and this is complete bunk. Yes, it is limited, and that is actually a good thing. You don't want to be stretching all the way. This type of rowing is absolutely unnecessary. It's unproductive. You don't get the proper stress on the muscle. You relax the muscle at a certain stage that it loosens the load. It doesn't really work as well as maintaining the tension on the muscle the entire time. So the T-bar row is actually one of the best exercises you can do for this purpose. So today's weight range was 60% of our 1 rep max, 50% actually of our 1 rep max, which is 315 pounds, 6 plates on the end of the bar. So we did this with 3 plates. This is usually my warm-up weight. It's very easy to do, but then again, these are 10 sets. So the important thing here is the posture and the form. You really want to dial in the form. This weight enables you to get the perfect mind-muscle connection. Keep your back, arched, and don't let it hunch forward or anything. Keep it arched and just squeeze the lats as you do these reps. And, by the time you get to your 7th and 8th set, you're starting to feel it. I mean, like the pump is outrageous, but it's not so heavy that you cannot perform those last few sets and hit those 10 reps. So it's just an amazing technique to get in that volume. 10 sets is a lot, but it is what it is. If you can focus for half an hour and just do that 1 exercise, I find it highly useful because I'm pretty much scattered. I do have a attention deficit type of thing going on where if I have a clear task that I need to perform, I can hyper focus on it and just stay on it for a long period of time. So this enables me to do that. Now after the T-bar row, we went into the low row 1-arm cable, which is another excellent exercise for applying this 90-degree technique of just tucking in your elbow and keeping the tension on that lat and just focusing on the pump. And man, as a finisher for the other 2 exercises, at this stage, I can't find a better exercise selection. The rope pullover for priming, the T-bar for pumping and just working the lat, and then ending with the 1-arm low row. It was a bomb of a session. It was like every single session that is done with these techniques, it seems like the best I've ever done. I mean, I really enjoy doing the heavy weights, like pounding, like heavy, barbell rows and deadlifts and all that. It has its time and its place. But for this particular stage of the game, as I'm dropping body fat and dropping body weight, it's the way to go. So started out the cut at 206 pounds on the 20th of June. Today is the 20th of August. So it's been 8 weeks exactly, and we're down to 182 pounds. That's a 24 drop in two months, 8 weeks. And so it's going according to plan. I have not run into any hunger issues, none of that. Just keeping my protein really high, cycling the carbs. Some days I'll eat normal amounts of carbs in a deficit. You still have to stay on a deficit. Always, 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 always say, you know, my maintenance calories are around 3,000. So I'm around 2,700, 2,500 calories for the day. I don't like to go below that because then your energy drops, your metabolism starts to get screwed up, you will get hungry, and the name of the game here, as you drop weight and body fat, is not getting hungry, so you don't have to binge on garbage food. The other night we went out and everybody was ordering their normal food, you know, their cheeseburgers, their quesadillas and whatever, and I was having my chicken and salad bowl with like nothing on it, and it's, for me, while I'm on this mission, it actually feels like a privilege. I love doing that. I love having the idea of being able to go out with friends and family and enjoy myself, but not necessarily have to have the food to enjoy myself. I mean, I don't have to pig out on rich, palatable, high-fattening food to feel good. I mean, I don't know where people get this idea that it's just, this is the way to live, is by, you know, indulging yourself with fattening food. Well, you know, I know it's a problem for many people. It used to be a problem for me. I actually get a kick. I get a joy. It's like my high. It's my drug now of applying these disciplines when I go out to eat. So, you know, it's all in your mind. Anyways, no hunger issues up to now. Now we're hitting the stage where I have to drop 10 more pounds, you know, at least 4 or 5% body fat. I'm holding fat on my lower back. I'm looking defined in the other areas. My back is looking leaner. Everything's looking leaner, but there's a significant chunk of fat between my butt and my lower lats. And, you know, that's where I store it. This is where it's, you know, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it's going to get a bit harder. So I'm incorporating 1 hour of cardio a day. It's very, it's not intense cardio. This is just walking. Get your heart rate up to 60, 70% of your max. For me, that's between 105 and 115 beats per minute. That's just enough. And even that, sometimes, like yesterday, I did my weights in the morning, then I went in the afternoon to do my cardio. There was a great resistance to doing it. I said, man, my eyes are bleary. I just want to go home and take a nap. And, you know, do I really want to do this? Am I going to recuperate? I mean, so many arguments come into your mind to find an excuse to not do it. And I found at that moment that I was reasoning with myself that the only reason to not do it was sheer laziness, and that I was not going to achieve my goals if I applied laziness to my lifestyle. I have to do the things that I know I need to do to achieve my goal. There's no way around it. You have to do these things. You have to eat clean in a deficit. You have to go lift your weights. You have to do your freaking cardio. Now, your cardio isn't training for a marathon. It's not to get really physically fit by running up, you know, hills and just burning yourself out with, you know, super hardcore cardio. This is just getting your steps in. It's creating an extra energy deficit, so your energy balance is in a deficit. You're making sure that you are in a deficit, and over time you will thank yourself. It's the way to go. You have to incorporate it, and especially to get these last 3, 4, 5% body fat, 10, 12 pounds off my lower back and everywhere else. So, you know, that's what I'm doing right now. That's the stage of this game. I still have 8 more weeks to go, and this is where it gets very, very dicey as far as maintaining the muscle mass, not going catabolic, and maintaining as much tissue as possible as we lose those last few pounds. So that's it for today. I hope you will enjoy the video and these exercise selections that I will post. God bless everybody, and until next time.